Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Prince of Egypt, and today I will be uh, discussing to you guys or teaching you on how you can pick the best substats for your monster. So if you are farming a lot of runes, then picking up the best substat for the monster you want to rune is the best form or the best way you can make your monster really strong. So all the information and suggestions that I will tell you guys are based on my personal experience. And disclaimer guys, I am not a guardian or a G3. However, I think I can teach you or suggest to you uh, all of these substats because I really experienced this. And at the end of the day, you are still the owners of your monsters. You have the whole authority for them. Maybe you will learn something from this. Now, if you don't watch my previous video about runes on how you rune your monster or all about important informations for a rune, I will link the description down below. But for this video, this focuses on the substats only. The substats of your runes. So what is a substat? The substat are the four substats below, or the four stats below your main stat, and also the prefix stat of your rune. So attack 160 is your main stat, while the prefix substat is HP 208. However, the four substats, the speed, attack percentage, crit damage, and HP percentage are all the substats. So I will be discussing to you guys all about these four substats here: the speed, attack percentage, crit damage, HP percentage, on how to pick the best substats for your monster. Because I saw a lot of players when they are farming rune, they are keeping speed only. However, they are not prioritizing what substats will make their monster effective in arena or in any course of the game. So I think I can help those early to mid game players on how to pick the best rune substats for their monster. So this is based on my experience because I didn't notice this one coming when I progressed my account. And when I learned about this, it progresses me. And today, or currently, I am defeating, or I have created a Tricaro team and also defeated the R5. I can solo R5 now. And with this, I have concluded that learning how to pick the right substat would make your account progress easier. So without further ado, let's begin. Now I have categorized the monsters class in Summoner's War. I categorize them into two general monsters. One is the attacker, which is the bruisers and nukers, while the other one are the support, the healers, and the tanks. So the best substat for them to prioritize for the attackers is speed, and the second priority substat would be attack percentage. Since you are attacking a lot, you deal a lot of damage, attack percentage is a must in the rune substats. So if you don't have attack percentage, that monster is not an attack monster. So for the support, you are also needing a lot of speed, since you are supporting your attack monster, you should not be slow. So another substat for that is the HP percentage for your survivability and sustainability. So you need to be kept alive in order for you to help your attackers or to defend your attack monster. So these two green color substats are a must and should be prioritizing in picking up your runes. So the next substats that we are be discussing are the substats that you can either choose what to pick among them. However, they are the most frequently used by those masters. So this is a player preference if you want the substats in your masters, but in my theory or in my experience, they are the ones that being used or being kept while you are farming your runes. So for the attack monsters, you are needing crit damage and also crit rate. So for having crit rate and crit damage, when you land a crushing hit, your damage would be much higher. And the other two substats for the attackers are for player preference, that is accuracy percentage and also HP percentage. So accuracy, there are monsters that you need a lot of accuracy like Okeanos, so that whenever you land your rain of stones, you will hit a lot of monsters. So accuracy is needed for Okeanos, even though he is an attack monster, you are prioritizing accuracy for him, and also HP for those melee bruisers like the Dragon Knights. And most of the melee bruisers needs HP for sustainability and survivability. So that is the four second substats that you will be needing. So now let's go on for the support monsters. The substats that you are needing for them is first defense percentage. So defense percentage works well with HP percentage for toughness, so that your support master will last longer in the battlefield, and the damage you will be taking is much less than the original since you have high defense. Resistance is the second substats that you will be looking for. There are a lot of debuffs out there to get your support disabled, so you need to put some resistance on them. Another substat that you need is accuracy on some of your support masters. Support masters like Galleon, they land defense break on your enemies. You want to land a perfect defense break. I think he is a support since that is his only role, to put defense break on the monsters. And the last substats for you would be attack percentage. Attack percentage is a monster preference like Fran. If you don't know that, Fran's healing is based on attack percentage. However, you are prioritizing HP percentage on her since you need to uh, sustain your Fran, or she must live longer in the battlefield because she gives mass heal and also attack power buff. So that is a player preference. If you wanted to put resistance on Fran or defense or attack percentage, it's up to you. So the next substats that we will be discussing are the substats that really don't matter in your monsters. either it's attacker or support. But some players may come to think of it and put them in their monsters depending on the skills of the monsters, right? So for the attackers, the defense percentage and resistance percentage. So yep, if you're because if you're an attacker, you will not defend. Most of the time, you need to attack. Resistance not really matters because some of the supports will give you immunity. So be getting stunned in the battlefield is not an issue for you. If you get stunned or uh, freeze along the way, it's all RNG because uh, it depends on the speed of your runes of the monsters. If you're not the first, then your runes are not that good. So if you're an attacker, you really don't need defense or resistance. Like Lucian, you don't need a lot of them in Lucian. You need to build crit damage, crit rate, attack percentage. That's all that matters. So for the support, you don't need crit rate percentage and also crit damage percentage. And that's it. That is the third substats that I don't think you need to put them on your monster since they are not benefiting from it. But this is a general substats for I'm talking about all the monsters in Summoner's War. But some of them, I repeat, some of them may use it. However, for the general monsters, you are not using them. Now, the last set of substats that you don't really need in your monsters. These are for the general monsters, guys. But I know some of them need this. So the last substats for the attackers are the flat substats, which are additional HP, additional attack, and additional defense. However, the Tricaro team needs additional defense from these flat substats. That's why some or very rare monsters use this. However, the general monsters don't really need, or if you found flat substats in your rune, if there is two flat substats, you need to sell them even though they have speed. However, if you found one flat substat but the rune is really good, like there is a speed, attack percentage, and crit damage, but you found one defense flat substat, you can keep it, and then when you reach or can farm R5, you can use an enchanted gem to replace that defense flat substat into a crit rate percentage, which gives you a god rune. So that's how to pick your substats in any of your masters. This is a general rule and this is a checklist. So for a review, the green color are the priority substats in your runes. You need to prioritize them in getting or in picking up your runes for your masters. The blue color are the player preference substats, which it depends on you on how you will rune your monsters. So that is a player reference. For the third set, the violet color substats are for the monster preference. Depending on their skills, you can change or put it on your monsters. And for the last, the pink color substats are the not being used substats. If you found them, two kind of substats. like them in one rune, you need to sell them. Those are trash runes, and that's what will make you a rich man in Summoner's War. So don't keep them, sell them instantly when you found them. Now you know on how to pick the best substats for your monsters, and I will show you on how I rune Laika. I think I have amplified his stats using the grindstones, and for his first slot, I have runed him speed, attack percentage, crit damage, and HP as what I have mentioned in my checklist on how to pick your substats. And his second slot would be HP percentage, speed, crit rate, and accuracy. So I cannot change the accuracy here. However, his first skill uh, is putting continuous damage. So accuracy also helps with that, since the crit damage is on its prefix. uh, I think I need to have a crit damage rune with my substats so it can be power up. In the future, I think I can pick or farm that rune. And yep, on some of his stats or substats, I have picked HP. So because he is a melee bruiser, I prefer having him to last longer in the battlefield. And yeah, as I told you guys, I pick speed, crit rate, crit damage, and attack percentage on him so that he may become a balanced monster. And on its 6 slot, attack percentage, HP percentage, speed 19, crit damage, defense, I can't change this one because I already changed the HP percentage. I think this was a flat substat, so I decided to get rid of that and put it on HP percentage. And that's it. The full stats of my Leica is this one plus 1/8 attack power, a mediocre crit rate and crit damage, because I don't want to uh, lower his crit rate, since if I choose a crit damage build on its fourth slot, the crit rate would be around 30 something. So it is, his crit rate will not land, his crit will not land, and that's bad news for us. So I think uh, crit rate on its uh, fourth slot. So that's it, guys. I hope you have learned something from this video, and if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe in my channel. This will help the channel grow. So thank you. See you again next time. Peace.